JDs and gentlemen, joys and burrows. Let's talk about something that you and I, as in we, as in everyone on this fucking earth, have been thinking about. And that is foreskin activities. Now, hear me out. Before you click off, just hear me out. Foreskin activities, the lost art, the ancient craft, the Michelangelo's David of human anatomy that society has tried to erase. I don't know what happened along the way, but somewhere down the line, people stopped appreciating the Swiss Army knife of the body mods that come pre-installed at birth. So today, we're diving deep, balls deep, into some high IQ, big brain activities you can do with your fleshy turtleneck that'll take your entertainment levels from casually existing to full blown Renaissance man. Number one, the flesh pouch of holding. Let's kick things off with something practical. Ever been out and about and thought, damn, I wish I had a place to store this tiny little skittle, but all my packets are full because I'm an absolute unit who carries snacks all the time. Boom. Built-in coin purse. You can store anything in your foreskin. M&Ms, a guitar, a tiny little USB drive with compromising evidence, and just whip it out when needed. Honestly, it's a tragedy that men's fashion doesn't acknowledge the foreskin pocket. Women's leggings don't have pockets, and we have this biological cargo space that goes underused. What a fucking crime. But anyways, number two, the skin flute. Now, I'm not saying you should start a band or anything, but if you can make music with your foreskin, you'd be an instant fucking god, dude. Like, imagine you could just casually pull your pants down at a party, stretch that bad boy out, and suddenly you're playing the Star Wars Cantina song. Literal legend behavior. I don't know the physics behind it, but I feel like if you stretch it out just right and caught the wind at the perfect angle, you could maybe get a little whistle going, a little kazoo action. And if that don't work, you can always just slap it around and call it percussion. But anyways, on to the third thing you could do. The Peekaboo Horror Show. This one is for the comedic masterminds out here. All you need is a pair of googly eyes and a willing victim. Just slap those eyes on your foreskin falcon and wait for the right moment to strike. Now, imagine you're in bed with your significant other. The lights are dim, things are getting steamy, then boom. Out pops Professor Foreskinstein, staring straight into their soul. That's the kind of psychological warfare you can't recover from. It's over. Your relationship is either stronger than ever or completely obliterated. No fucking in between. But anyways, let's talk about something else. Something quick. And that will bring us to the Hooded Sorcerer. Now, it's very quick actually. You kind of just paint a tiny little wizard face on your foreskin and pretend it's casting spells or something. You can say something like, Smegma Thor, I summon thee. Anyways, on to the next thing. 5. The DIY airlock. Alright, so this one's a little bit experimental, but just hear me out. If you trap air in there and just squeeze just right, like Goldilocks and those 3 bear fucks or something, I feel like there's a non-zero chance you could turn your foreskin into a primitive whoopee cushion. Think about the potential. You're at a party, things are getting dry, people need something to talk about. Suddenly you step up like a magician, about to do a card trick, the room's silent, and poof, instant comedy gold. A true showstopper. The pioneers who can master this technique deserve their own TED Talk at this point. Anyways, on to the 6th thing you could do. This one's perfect for stealth missions. Let's say you're going through airport security and you need to sneak through the micro SD card with forbidden knowledge. TSA's checking everyone, but you're built different. They'll never suspect. The foreskin vault. You could be carrying state secrets right there in your genetic fanny pack. And nobody would be any wise to try and check there. It's like the last place anyone would check anyway. Just don't forget it's there, or you're gonna have a very weird realization in the shower later. Anyways, on to the 7th thing you could do with your foreskin. The stretch test. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll explain it anyway. This one's a challenge for the real adventurers out there. The game is simple. How far can you stretch your foreskin? Find a willing friend, or just do it alone if you want to preserve whatever dignity you have left. Grab a ruler and see if you could break the world record for longest foreskin stretch. Science needs this data. We need pioneers, people out there breaking bench press records, ultra marathons. And meanwhile, the real champions are out there testing the tensile strength of human flesh, specifically foreskin. On to the eighth thing you could do with your foreskin. This one's more for personal enjoyment. Next time you're snacking, take a single peanut, gummy bear, or piece of popcorn and wrap it up in a little foreskin tortilla. Then forget about it. Let fate decide when you find it again. Maybe 5 minutes later, maybe 2 days, a week, months, years. And suddenly you have to question all your shitty life choices. Either way, it's an adventure, a gamble, and a true test of willpower, if you really think about it. But anyways, on to the ninth thing you could do with your foreskin. The meat maraca. Back to the foreskin music type shit. Let's talk about foreskin percussion again, because I firmly believe that if you had to load it up with just the right amount of small loose objects, you could turn it into a functional maraca. Imagine this: you toss a couple of Tic Tacs in there, give it a little shake, and suddenly you've got the first ever human-made rhythm instrument powered entirely by dick physics. That's scientific innovation right there, if you ask me. Now you might be thinking, Angel, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why on God's green earth would I do any of the things you just suggested to me? And the answer is simple as shit. Because you can. We as a society have moved away from our primal instincts, but what if we return to our roots? Imagine a tribal drum circle, but instead of bongos, it's just a bunch of enlightened individuals shaking their flesh maracas in a perfect sync. A beautiful, haunting sound, the battle cry of the evolved man. And finally, we come to 10. The foreskin fortune cookie. You ever just wake up and think, damn, I wish I had a way to distribute cryptic wisdom using my genitals? Well, buddy, you're in luck. Welcome to the foreskin fortune cookie, a brand new way to spread knowledge while also making people deeply uncomfortable. The idea is simple. Write down a tiny fortune, roll it up, tuck it in, and surprise someone with the prophetic wisdom from the depths of your meat sleeve. Think about the sheer comedic power this has. You're in the middle of an intimate moment. Things are getting heated, and then boom, you pull out a tiny slip of paper that just says, beware of unexpected journeys. Now your partner is horrified as shit, but also intrigued and questioning all of their life choices at the same time. And they just stick around after that. That's true love. That's true friendship. Okay, now here's a bonus thing you could do with your foreskin. And it's called the Pakistani foreskin pulling method. Now this one, out of all the things, out of all the methods I've described to you, this one right here, this is for the true scholars of foreskin athletics. A technique so mystical, so legendary, that it's whispered about in only the most elite circles of meat mastery. The Pakistani foreskin pulling method is said to be an ancient practice where dedicated practitioners spend years stretching their flesh turtleneck to ungodly lengths. Similar to the stretch test, except people back then were able to do it way better than anyone could do it now, achieving results that defy modern science. We're talking foreskin so long they could be used as a makeshift scarf, parachute, or even an emergency rope in a survival situation. Some say the true masters can wrap it around their waist like a belt. Others believe it can be fashioned into a rudimentary backpack for carrying small snacks. Whether this is fact or legend, one thing is certain. Those who master this method ascend to a plane of existence that the rest of us will never, and I mean never fucking understand. But anyways, at the end of the day, we've neglected the full potential of the foreskin experience for far too long. People out here are treating it like it's just a little extra fabric, when really, it's a tool, it's a weapon, and it's a form of art. If we come together as a species, if we push the boundaries of what's possible with the holy turtleneck, I truly believe we can achieve greatness. So go forth, experiment, discover, become the Da Vinci of foreskin innovation. And as always, I'll see you in the next yap.
Invincible.
Yeah.
Invincible.
Yeah, that.
Oh my god, that wasn't enough XP to get better mental level.
There is way too much going on. Holy shit. Subscribe. Are you sure?
You are not invited.
Are you sure? 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 Are you sure?
Don't you dare!
Are you sure?